Hello boys and girls, welcome back to our English lesson. We will continue our module 6, which is food, please. So this is our learning objective today. So we have only one objective, which is point and say correctly. Okay, so today focus skill will be speaking. Okay, let us do some revision. So what can we see here? Okay, you can take out your Get Smart Plus 4 student book and turn to page 55. So these are the words that we learned yesterday, or you heard in the song you listened yesterday. Okay, so first we have onions, lettuce, chocolate, biscuits, sugar, and flour. Okay, because this module is all about food, so these are the example of food. Okay, next. So this is what are we going to do. Okay, so if you look at the lyric here and this picture here, we can see a lot of food, right? Murid-murid boleh lihat ataupun nampak banyak jenis makanan kan? We have lettuce, tomatoes, onions, carrots on the table. Okay, how about in the fridge? Dalam peti sejuk, what do we have? We have milk, we have eggs, and some juice. And in the cupboard, what do we have in the cupboard? We have flour, chocolate, and sugar. Okay, so how do we say when we see something on some places? Macam mana kita nak sebut sekiranya kita nampak sesuatu di sesuatu tempat? So today, teacher is going to teach you, or we are going to learn to say there's some or there's some. Okay, again, there's some, there's adalah singkatan untuk there is. So, there's some, there's some. There's some. There adalah singkatan untuk there are. So, there are some. Okay, there's some. Okay, dua frasa ini bermaksud terdapat beberapa. Alright, terdapat beberapa. Okay, now let's look at this picture. Okay, what is or what are on the table? Okay, how do we say it? Okay, let's look at the first one. This is lettuce. Okay, the lettuce is on the table. So how do we say it? We say it like this. There's some lettuce on the table. There's some lettuce on the table. There's some lettuce on the table. Terdapat beberapa sayur lettuce di meja. There's some lettuce on the table. Okay, next we have there are some tomatoes on the table. There are some tomatoes on the table. There are some tomatoes on the table. There are some onions on the table. There are some onions on the table. Teacher repeat. There are some onions on the table. There are some onions on the table. Okay, next. There are some carrots on the table. There are some carrots on the table. There are some carrots on the table. Alright? Okay, now we will say it again. Alright? Teacher say and you repeat. Teacher cakap, kamu ulang. Teacher sebut, murid-murid ulang. Alright? There's some lettuce on the table. There are some tomatoes on the table. There are some onions on the table. There are some carrots on the table. Very good. Okay, next. So what is in the fridge? The first one. There are some eggs in the fridge. There are some eggs in the fridge. There are some eggs in the fridge. Next, there's some milk in the fridge. There's some milk in the fridge. There's some milk in the fridge. Okay, last one. There's some juice in the fridge. There's some juice in the fridge. There's some juice in the fridge. Okay, now teacher will say and you repeat. There are some eggs in the fridge. Good. There's some milk in the fridge. There is some juice in the fridge. Okay, well done. Alright, next. What is in the cupboard? What is in the cupboard? Or what are in the cupboard? Okay, first one. There's some flour in the cupboard. There's some flour in the cupboard. Next we have, there's some chocolate in the cupboard. There's some chocolate in the cupboard. Now we have, there's some sugar in the cupboard. There's some sugar in the cupboard. Okay, now teacher says and you repeat. There's some flour in the cupboard. There's some chocolate in the cupboard. There's some sugar in the cupboard. Well done, class. Now you can say it confidently, okay, and correctly. Sekarang murid-murid dah belajar dengan macam mana kita nak sebut. Okay, sekiranya terdapat apa benda di sesuatu tempat. Okay, now it's activity time. So, for your activity today, I want you to look at the pictures. We have 4 pictures here and say. Okay, teacher nak kamu tengok gambar dan sebut. Kita ada 4 keping gambar di sini. Okay, sebut macam mana nak sebut perkataan ini ataupun ayat ini. Record your voice and send it to teacher. Okay, kamu tengok gambar, baca, berlatih dulu. You can practice first. Take your time, ambil masa untuk berlatih. Pastikan sebutan betul. Make sure you say it correctly. Alright? Loud and clear. Sebutan yang jelas. Okay? Record your voice, rakam dan hantar kepada cikgu. Alright? Okay, you only have 4 pictures to say. Okay? That's all for today. And goodbye, kids.